All right, that's working. Yes! Ooh, I might be a little nervous. Hi. I'm gonna let people get in. I'm gonna make sure everything is working. And I just have some pixabay lo-fi going on right now. Alright. I think it's working. Alright, checking Twitch. DT! Hey! You're over in YouTube. I was gonna see you again. Hi! You're invisible again. I'm gonna do the check real quick. I did a YouTube check earlier, but I'm doing another one just in case. Oh, whoop. Hey, sound is there. Are you able to hear the lo-fi? Nice. I didn't get to hear all of these in total. I was like, you know what? I want something else for the background, so just kind of going in there. Check. I'm really excited about today. Ah, there you are. Okay, good. All of that is working. DT just can't be seen. That's all. We're here though. I'm so excited about today. So today is the final chapters of the Life and Times of Glory. And hilariously, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody bring your drinks. I don't have my drinks. Oh no, does everybody else have their drink? So I legit, I got the hibiscus out, but I was because last stream was last stream was it was such a chaotic start. Yeah, I didn't get you a drink either. I'm sorry. Last week was such a chaotic start because I had all these other things set up. Yay, visibility. And all of my technology just like decided no. So I was scared to turn it off after checks. So it just kind of stayed here, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me check for other lo-fi or whatever. So I spent time doing that, and then I was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Let's start. And then I realized as I hit start streaming, I was like, I don't have my drink. So woe is me. You know what? Actually, I have something. Hang on. Let me go grab it. It's all good. Oh my gosh. So I'm actually nervous. It's bizarre for me to be nervous. I love being on, I love being in the screen. And I love, I love telling stories, and I love things like acting and stuff like that. I enjoy all this stuff. I'm usually not nervous. This is the end. And I've been so hyped about today. I've literally, as soon as I got off work at like 2:20, Is that the song I got? Good. Good. Why is it playing that? I swear that was not in the playlist. That's fine. That's the song that we have now. I love that that's my Wi-Fi right, my lo-fi right now. I'm so happy that that's the song. Good. Um, but yeah, I've been so hyped about today that I got straight home. Like by the time it was like 2:30, I was already here setting up my board and setting up well, this is such the wrong feel for this. I kind of just want to leave the music going. But setting up everything, making sure that Streamlabs is working. I love this, but you need to change, baby. I don't understand why this is the song playing. Stop it. Oh boy, I love it. I love it. Well, we're not actually going to be sitting here listening to songs. We're going to be sitting here watching the last episodes. But yeah, I'm actually slightly nervous just because this is the end. This also, before we do this, and Exodus, you don't get a drink unless you go grab one. So like now's the time to go grab one while I'm rambling. Behind me is a teaser. So this is what we will be presenting coming up, hopefully in about, I would like to say 2 months. I would really like to say 2 months. I'd like to say, there's a lot that I have to work on to get this to happen. So part of, I'm gonna show this again real quick, but part of what I went through with this was that it already took me an extremely long time to just do the art for everything. Like I've sat on this. This book has been written. This book has been written for years. It's been years. This book has been done for years. So kind of like Times of Glory has been done for 12 years. I just wasn't able to produce it. And even this, I'm not really happy with how it's produced because I didn't have a team. So like there's only so many hats I can wear in a production, you know. With the doll, I did hand draw it. It's shorter, so I can do all the drawings. I couldn't do 13 chapters worth of drawings, so that's kind of why I chose the route I did with Times of Glory. But yeah, Grumpy Grandpa Child. So the second story time I'm going to show to you guys is going to be about Grumpy Grandpa Child who farts rainbows and fairy dust. But it's I love the art style. I'm gonna get my whole big fat face on board for that. I love the art style here. I think it's very simplistic, and this is something that I can do and get done, but even that took forever to do. But then I don't have the layers anymore because I lost my data. So all of the individual layers, like I had them all individually layered so I would be able to animate it, or like use it, not animate, but like move things as I needed to just a little bit while the story was being narrated. That's gone. So now I have to go back through and basically redraw everything again because I have to relayer everything. And in order to do so, there's not a quick, easy button to do that. And so this is going to take a while, and it was already going to take me a long time just to do the animatic of it. So 2 months is extremely ambitious, but I want to shoot for that because I really want to present it. Once the video does go up, then we will do another explained thing because there's a lot deeper to this very simple story that you know the names of nobody in. The king is called the king, the child is called the child, the daughter is called the daughter. You don't see their names, but they're very pivotal people in the big novels and overarching worlds that are coming up. So we've gone there, but let us return. I think this is probably who we have today. Who do we have in chat right now? If you got your cozy drinks, I'm doing this for my drink. This is my cozy drink. It's cozy enough. This is what I got. But who else here? I can't see. I can see numbers like that. But thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate you guys. We got Exodus and DT. Is that it today? That's fine. I thought we were gonna have Erica. She might be a little bit late. So I was trying to pad a little bit. But I am excited about this. And we may have a couple other people who I'm really excited about, and Monty wants to come. Alright. But let's switch over, shall we? I'm sorry, why? Oh, because I hit the wrong button. That explains a lot. Doing a launch check? Oh, for your game. Yeah, congratulations again on the fact that you finally get to launch. I need that to stop. I don't know why you're in that playlist. Anyway, that's over. Congratulations on being able to launch your game. I'm excited for you. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So to recap a little bit of where we were, we saw in chapters 7 through 10. 7 was how the Pied Piper, or how Piper Pan was exiled from the children's glen, so he could no longer be over there, so he stays in far away. You see in chapter 8 how Jack the Ripper, and how Jack actually becomes sort of the hero for these kids. You see in chapter 9 where we bounce over to Glory's side, and you see the turning point of Glory, and what happened with why she has told Robin, her brother, to be exiled and never come near her again. And then chapter 10 is the development of Glory's potion of beauty that she needed to make for her daughter so that her daughter would never get hurt again. And so, or that's like how her mind's thinking. So, when that happened, she did take Snow White's heart to be used for the potion for Polly, her daughter. This, meanwhile, left Snow very twisted and to become the Cheshire Cat. So now we are in chapter 11. This is going to be the basically the penultimate chapter right before you have the very like right before like the big climactic, all of this becomes a thing, and then you get like the ending and the songs of solemn men. So let's go. Oh, hey! You're here! Oh, I'm so happy! I was hoping you'd be able to make it. I am so excited you're here, Eddie. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the stream. I'm so happy you could make it. I'm so happy you could make it. All right. I need to readjust the sound real quick because I think that's going to be a little slow. And let's go ahead and start on chapter 11.
Without further ado, allow me to present to you The Life and Times of Glory, Chapter 11, Bonded Hearts and Their Red Queen. Fire will rampage about through the land. Go quickly now, our dear Pied Piper Pan. Speak to the Queen on this solemn besiege. Perhaps she will give a slight ear to your speech. The Piper and the Queen. Queen, O Queen, great Queen Glory, be kind, for I've an anxiety upon my mind. Allow me, I pray thee, to care for the young, to take them away for catastrophe come. Glory agreed, quick enough to be odd. Go get the children who still live in near. But for this small errand, do something for me. When you bring them back, you'll leave 6 of them here. Piper scowled. I need to know, what will you do? Shall you now still there, young and sacred hearts too? Glory grinned. No, just some experiments. And my specialty is to make enhancements, so if you choose wisely, how grand they could be. Should all turn out nicely. Just trust them to me. And to sweeten our cute little deal, I won't tax. Just live in Chesmore Meadow. Drink tea, play, relax. Piper was wary, but he would agree, and so to the kingdom of nearby went he. He called to the children, a tune with his flute. Come, little children, toot, tootle, toot. The 6 from near Piper asked the children, who would like to be enhanced. 6 were quite easy to find who'd jump upon the chance. Leave 6 children here with me. We have made our accord. Come now, children. Let me see. No, I won't be bored. I will have Timmy and Tommy and Johnny, and I will have those 3 behind them. So tell me now, children, if you could be better. What potions you'd like, and I'll find them. Potion 1 is for the boy who wants to be a sparrow. He will flit, and he will fly, and he will shoot an arrow. Potion 2 is for the girl whose grace becomes a dove. She will live a life of light, and she will fall in love. Potion 3 is for the child who will be a lark, documenting anything, recording like a clerk. Potion 4 is for the high-nosed boy who's like a fool. He is strong, and he is dull, and he becomes a bull. Potion 5 is for the child who won't work a day. Somehow, he's become a dog who only likes to play. But Potion 6... what shall I mix?
Pausing here, I'm not going to pause throughout, but I am going to pause here just to explain this real quick. Before, all throughout the story, you have seen people be called the mouse or the rat or the dog or the cat. You've seen this happen. That is a depiction and like a name for what they are in an essence, but that didn't physically change them, if that makes sense. Hey, Erica, you made it. But in this, they specifically fully changed. We'll get into that further. Don't worry about it. But yes, furries have arrived. Also, hi! All right, let's go. You haven't missed much. We've just started.
Timmy, little Timmy, why is one leg so small? It is hard of growing, but one day I will be tall. Timmy, little Timmy, how you hobble to and fro. Shut your mouth. Just wait and see how strongly I will grow. And would you like to become strong? But how I like you cute. I know. You'll gain strength and you'll be adorable to boot. Now Timmy is the strongest child. Glory finds it funny. He shall never be called weak, the queen's cute little bunny. The 7 of Chessmore Meadow. Children of Chessmore Meadow will laugh and play their games. War and peace, gem and fleece, they treat them all the same. 6 of them, like siblings, often beckoned by the queen, but in the night they all take flight to a cabin yet unseen. Robin, counted in our ranks, the crescent moon is setting pranks, and Dove has finally left her door, so come and play with us once more. Dove, you say? Well, what a day. All right, I'll come and play. Dopey. Robin loved the children so, playing in Chessmore Meadow. Sometimes he'd see Polly there, and have to tell them to play fair, lest with Polly they not share. Polly, go away and mope. We all think that you're a dope. Go back to your mommy's side, or did you come to boost your pride?
That's sad.
Happy. If Timmy wasn't on an errand, he would reprimand the children. But if Robin wasn't there, they would still pull Polly's hair. Timmy, such an errand boy, you're just the Red Queen's toy. Happy grin upon your face, just 'cause she gave you a place. Robin reflects. Robin had been hearing this of late. Oh, what a turn in Golden Glory's fate. For where there once was gold, now people said, it seems the glory of our queen is red. Oh, my sister, blood-red queen, how long now then has it been? Ever since our brother died, hatred hasn't left your side. If only I could save her soul. But she refuses to be whole.
Yep.
Sleepy and Doc. In between his contemplations, Robin loved to wander. When he chanced upon the dog, he had to stop and ponder. Johnny, what are you doing here? Were you not to gather wood? The dog replied, the day is so clear. I wouldn't if I could. Robin frowned. It's almost dark. And what will you tell the lark? Johnny gave a sigh and yawned. Guess I'll slumber here till dawn.
I love Johnny.
Sneezy. Sparrow, come with me. Robin? Yes, I'll come with thee. Let us go and hunt some game, to see how great your shot became. My shot is great, as is my aim. A mighty hunter I shall be, because I go a-hunting game with Robin here to teach me. Too bad I don't do well with trees. Sometimes I miss because I sneeze. Bashful. Dove, dear dove, soft-spoken one, will you fetch the shots we've done? Yes, for Robin, of course I don't mind. For who is like Robin, so gentle and kind? Grumpy. Hey, dog, wake up, said Tommy. The queen has called for you. Johnny sighed. Whatever, Bull, there's something I must do. And you'll defy the queen to do it? If I must, I do not care. What is it that you need to do? I keep hearing a voice somewhere. A woman calling for her sheep. You sure that you aren't still asleep? The children and the Cheshire Cat. If all she does is joke and play, the Cheshire Cat will be a very wild child to you and funnest friend to me. Tommy went back to the cabin, where he saw the kids and Robin sitting with the Cheshire Cat, all stitching her a white rose hat. But Tommy did not like her grin. To tear the hat, he marched right in. Bully, get away from that! But it's making fun of me! Just look at the grin on this cat! Whatever, Bull, you hate everything. Cheshire Cat, playing your pranks, bringing your caretaker trouble for thanks. But they are but children, and you entertain, so they do not mind it if you are a bit insane. And of course you're happy to get shelter from the rain. Graceful Robin. Robin had been banished to leave from his sister's side. Even yet, kind Robin loved her still. Glory sent assassins, as his life she'd not abide. And now our dearest Robin is their kill. But Robin won't be cast aside, because he is the people's pride. So Robin was hidden by those in the town, for all had agreed on his grace. And each child loved to go playing with him, and all the ladies loved his face. And so, who can kill Robin? A friend to the masses, who hides himself well from impending assassins. And who would kill Robin? The love of the people, who fights the good fight and then prays at the steeple. Determined Jill. When the cat fell down a hole, and out well she came, she was saved then by a rat who bound her by her name. Now he holds her with his sword, until she swear upon her word that she does owe the rat her life, but strong will won't be tamed. Cat, you are the one, said Thief, who stole my life. And yet here now I saved you from the Jabberwocky's claws. Why, said Jill, do you believe I've done this thing to you? You're the cat of the late White Queen. I'm certain this is true. And now I'm hunted every day to dodge his wretched jaws. You helped the queen to make this thing that causes me such strife. Jill eyed the rat, her glare stone cold. Yea, even if that sword you hold, I will not help you rid of it, for by your hands it's in a fit. Now, what is it you did to Lucy Snow? Surely, lied the thief, I do not know. Vengeance desired. Yet without the Red Queen's mirror, Jill would not escape from here, and so she stayed there with the rat until a night had passed. Awoken by a hissing mew, Sword knew what Thief wished to do. Up in the trees a Cheshire Cat, and Thief would slay her fast. His eyes flared hot, his rage it burned. I'll kill her here and now. But Jill beheld the broken girl and realized who she was. What has happened? Lucy Snow. It's you. It is you, this I know. But the Crescent Moon Cat grinned and merely cleaned her paws, then cast a jeer at the hunter Thief. Or at least this was his belief. As Thief drew near to Cheshire Cat, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the told you would and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, his vorpal sword went snicker-snack, severed its head and left it dead. Then quickly he turned back. But the crescent grinning child had run off into the wild. Jill's wrath.
I love
Jill's anger rose inside her. She pinned him to a tree. Tell me, Thief, what did you do to Snow that was she? Thief took his vorpal sword in hand and brought it to her neck. I may choose to run you through. Best keep yourself in check. The only reason you're alive is that I'd like your power to lift this curse upon me, but I could rid of you this hour. For there are others, I am sure, who for this curse would have a cure. Jill released him from her grip, but not so from her hate. She would hear his tale and know why Snow met such a fate. He told to her his story, though he tried to fault the flame. She knew 'twas him who did the deed, and he the one to blame. You will not escape this creature, not until her death, or you return the heart you stole while leaving her with breath. But I should kill you where you stand, said Thief. Try it if you can. Then from the woods came Piper Pan, who said, that also was my plan, to fell the brother who lied to me and sought to murder Snow. But I still wish to let him live. Even his life, so low. You, Cat, say he'll be set free if we give back our heart. He was my brother, I recall. I'd rather we not part. Jill eyed the young Piper in his checkered clothes. For you, I will help him. For you and for Snow. A plan in the cabin. Children of Chesmore Meadow will laugh and play their games. War and peace, gems and fleece, they treat them all the same. 6 of them are different, often beckoned by the queen, but in the night they all take flight to a cabin yet unseen. Jill followed Piper away to the cabin, hid from the queen's searching eyes. Piper informed her that most of the children would return home later that night. But for now they could talk and could structure their plans. Thief was sat by the table where they both tied his hands. Jill turned to the rat. So, give back her heart. Thief said to the cat, oh, that isn't my art. Where I excel is to steal the hearts out. Then, said the Piper, go do just that, you lout. Steal the heart back from the queen's treasure chest. Then hand it to us and we will do the rest. The children and Robin returned. Children of Chesmore Meadow. They found a Cheshire cat. They made for her a white rose hat and love her very dear. She is a rather oddly fellow, cunning as can be, yet living very solemnly, distant even when here. The children returned to the cabin that night, along with the robin, which was not so rare. He promised young Timmy to stitch up his sleeve and the small, quiet dove that he'd fix up her hair. Robin, said Jill. Oh, is it really you? We're meeting again at long last. Robin beamed brightly upon her sight, and soon they both happily laughed. It is so nice to see you, and healthy, said Robin, said Jill, and likewise to you. Then she glanced to the thief, who was grumbling something. Well, she said, but is it true that Queen Glory is now after you? Robin, sitting in a chair to fix the sweet dove's silky hair, nodded at Jill's solemn words. But I am still her brother. I'm searching yet to find a way to restore light into her day, to lift the curse that hate has brought, so we can find each other. Jill smiled soft. Then may it be. Though I do not love glory, I will pray your fortune well upon the turning of the bell. But Robin, we shall very soon take back the heart of Crescent Moon. A bit of fun. Distant, Robin sighed. My sister. And Jill saw how much he missed her. So she looked for a distraction, for his mind to find attraction. Timmy, she said happily, how strong you have become. Timmy grinned. About that day before, I had to run, but I've been working for the queen, and it was already late. It's fine, said Jill, don't mind it. And besides, your help was great. And your strength is frightening. But wouldn't it be interesting to put your arm strength to the test and see if that rat you can bet?
Do it!
Thief would not back from a challenge by a smallish boy, and so he got caught up within the cat's delightful ploy. The children cheered for Timmy, and Robin laughed along, for the thief could not believe how Timmy was so strong. Jill watched the two wrestle, her lips a sly grin, then went to sit next to her dear friend Robin. I look around and see some friends, you, Timmy, and Tommy. But odd, I think that I do not see lazy blue boy Johnny. Where be Johnny? Johnny is not here. He walks about the hills to find some voice he claims to hear. Timmy won! The children cheered, and mockery they sang. Then on the sill danced Cheshire Cat, her smile quite untamed. The thief glared hard, but he'd been forced to give and keep his word. And so he grumbled, crossed his arms, and reached not for his sword. We'll stay at the cabin for this one night. Then off to the palace to win our fight.
All right. So, I know that's a lot longer than a lot of the other chapters that we've done. I think it might be the longest aside from the very last one, which has the entire Songs of Solomon in it, which kind of makes sense. I also know that that was a bit slower of some of the other ones. What it was doing was setting up everyone you're gonna see in our final confrontation against Glory. So, something you may have noticed, I don't know, did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch the reference to the seven dwarves? Did y'all catch that? um, but the the Children of Chessmore Meadow, which is actually a thing in nursery rhyme, which uh it kind of goes with the Cheshire Cat. So I thought it was really interesting, just to see that in history, because a lot of this, how I wrote it was like reading through the nursery rhymes and finding out. Um, I found out people's names and stuff through those nursery rhymes, like Polly Flinders. Little Polly Flinders sat among the cinders, warming her pretty little toes. That is from a nursery rhyme, and that is the reason why Rose Red is named Polly. She didn't have that name until I read that nursery rhyme. But something I found interesting was that there was like nursery rhymes and stuff about Chessmore Meadow, which kind of linked with Cheshire Cat, which I thought was interesting. Um, but yeah, they did set up the furries, the furries, um, uh, the kids basically. But they got changed because of Glory's whims, basically. Um, we we do see a little bit more regarding the Cheshire Cat, and for those who were not here, like Eddie, I'm not sure if you had a chance to go back and review um, the previous stream on this, but chapter 10, I mentioned, only does not have a trigger warning because its meaning is not, most people won't realize it. And it's also because what the hunter did, what thief did, um, was in this world, what he genuinely did was cut out her heart and give it to the queen. What it symbolizes, though, is a lot darker, um, and how it twists her and the cause of the Jabberwock and the retribution and everything, um, that that comes after that comes after him for every single day afterward. Like the Jabberwock is continually chasing after the thief, is going to destroy this guy. Um, the- uh, and it makes sense because of what he did. So the after effects, though everything that he did is more symbolic, like when we take it here and we translate it, the genuine effects of what he did is genuinely uh, a parallel to the effects of a child who has experienced this kind of trauma and is forced to somehow live with it. Um, so you see that Snow now is no longer um, the sweet, fair, um, uh, uh, like kind-hearted, or just it wasn't even kind-hearted. She just kind of like took everything as it came, and she just did everything properly, and she didn't make any waves or whatever. She's now been utterly twisted. She's been utterly betrayed, and she's a kid, so she acts out. And in that whole like Cheshire Cat, playing your pranks, she becomes a prankster. She dresses different. She's got her own style. She's rebellious. She's deviant. Um, and and she's really broken. And this kind of hammers home how broken she really feels. Uh, and and it's kind of lost among all of the all of the setup that I had to do as well. It kind of fuses into it, but if you pay attention, you can see uh, what's kind of been going on with her and how she kind of found her place among these other kids who are different, weird from other kids or whatever. She kind of found her place among them. Glory's no longer after her. She got the heart she needed, so it's not like she's gonna kill Snow. So, um, yeah, it's honestly pretty tragic. It's also kind of weird if you think about it, having to be forced to like deal with this like the thief comes back, right? So Jill knows exactly what thief did. Jill was the person who set up the protection for uh for Snow, the Jabberwock. So she made the Jabber or whatever, and once the Jabber got twisted and became the Jabberwock, uh, Jill was like, "It's chasing you. You absolutely did something to Snow. What the heck did you do to twist her so badly that this is what is happening?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let that stupid thing kill you." Like, what? Um, so so I do love seeing Jill's um Jill's like I love seeing Jill's power, like her own passion. Um Something about Jill is she would seem like more of a background character because she doesn't do the critical thing in these moments. Like she's not the one who runs him through, even though she said she should. She's not the one who becomes the king or whatever. That was Jack. She's not the one who was this heavily sought after maiden. That was Glory. She's not these big important people. She was this young girl whose father said, "You have way too much ADD for me, and I don't know how to deal with you, so I'm just gonna send you across the sea." And like she gets abandoned into this foreign land she doesn't know, picked up by a queen she thinks could be maybe her mom, or could be like a mom to her. And then once she's come to think of herself as maybe a daughter, the queen has her own daughter and says, "Hey, how about you be the servant to my daughter? You can be her maid." And it was like, "Oh, I was just a servant all along. I was not actually part of your family." So she's just rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected. And she gets rejected from far away to go to nearby because Glory becomes the queen and Glory has a problem with her. And so she never gets to be these big names. She never gets to be somebody who people look at as important. And yet, she learned how to she studied under the White Queen. She learned magic, and how to create a guardian. Hi, Ahmed, by the way. What's up? Um she she created the guardian for Snow White. Um, she became the crucial anchor for Jack because Jack would have lost his mind so much worse if she had not been there, to be like the only thing he could possibly believe was good, like after all the crap that he's been through. Um, she doesn't get to stick out, and yet she's so strong and so passionate and so protective and incredible. She's just a remarkable person and just humbly okay with being in the background. I love Jill. I would love to do a whole thing just like analyzing Jill and how she becomes, but I think she's great. But yeah, so you do see um the setup of the seven dwarves. You can see happy, Doc, sleepy, bashful, all of this. The dove and sparrow are very important. They are very they're very attached to Robin, and you're going to see how that's incredibly important in this next uh, uh, chapter. So that's gonna pick up. So we're about to start chapter 12. But does anybody have any questions or anything before I go into that? Anything you were lost on, or did you think that you followed it pretty well? Because I know, again, I know this is one of the slower chapters, but I did have to build up all the people and tell you what they were doing, kind of bring them all together. Oh, and Johnny Blue Boy is off to find Bo Peep. Um, Jack would have absolutely been pushed off the edge. Yeah. I mean, he was already Jack the Ripper in chapter 8, and he, luckily, that was a much more wholesome chapter than its title would make you believe. But, what he had to deal with. He just everything he like neglected from birth and used by everybody and made king because nobody else wanted to do it. And then you had the kingdom yanked away from him by somebody who he trusted. Just betrayed. Um, and then of course in chapter 8, betrayed again. Um, just so much to losing his family to fire, like, oh, just he's gone through a lot. Um, so Jill was kind of like that saving grace for him. But yeah, Johnny has gone to find Bo Peep. That is important as well. So that's just something to note. If you can remember way back in chapter 2, I want to say chapter 2, might be 3. Chapter 3. I'll tell you a story about Jack and Glory was chapter 2, and then I'll tell you another, The Rat and His Brother, chapter 3, yes. So you get to know about the 3 blind mice and what happened with them, which is Joker, Hunter, and Pan. Um, you saw that the rooster told them to, the farmer and his wife, the rooster and his hen, told them to go find Bo Peep to get their tails reattached. What the 3 mice did, however, was when Glory offered, I'll get you something better. I'll just twist your tails and turn you into rats. So they became the rats. And they believe it's like having power that having power without identity almost is what that's like. And we'll go through and review that as well, because the thing about the tails is really important, but it's going to come up a lot more importance in the final chapter. So we'll talk about it in that chapter. But I did want to mention it just so you guys are kind of remembering what's going on or what has happened in the past to lead up to this. Oh, also, Erica, are you still in the chat for just a moment? Because I wanted to say something just in case while you were here. If you're not, that's fine. But I just want to say welcome. And I believe that there might be a birthday over here. So, all right. If we are no questions, all good. Because chapter 12 is exciting and also sad and also amazing. So kind of chapter 12 goes in. So I'm ready to start if you guys are good. If you have questions throughout, feel free to post them and I will absolutely reply to you. Yay, you here. I just wanted to give the happy birthday to Erica's daughter. Hi. Happy birthday. I know it's not exactly today, but coming up. I wanted to wish you a happy birthday because I'm excited about it, and thank you so much for coming out to these because I appreciate that. I appreciate hearing about your excitement for for this story. I was very nervous about how people would take it since it's very abstract, and most people don't really care to think anymore, really, either. So not like people don't really care to read as much anymore. I don't know what that's about. They just want things handed to them and such. And I love and treasure the fact that you actively enjoy these. Thank you. So I just want to wish you a happy birthday, and you're quite welcome. All right, let's go ahead and go to chapter 12.
The Life and Times of Glory, Chapter 12. Sunfall, Moonrise. Red Queen Glory, as you willed, dearest Robin shall be killed.
I hate
and
her.
And so went out a modest beauty from the Red Queen's door. She will go and fell our Robin, he'll escape no more. The one to kill Robin. Here is Jenny Wren. now one of the Red Queen's maids. She'd let in a rat. She loves to dress in silk and lace. Whenever she goes out, she oh so sweetly, humbly says that silk and lace are reserved for grace, and she thanks the Queen for such a place. Here is Jenny Wren, sickly sweetest of women. Come now, Jenny, Jenny Wren, and use your callow poise again.
I had a visceral response when she was
Jenny
on the
was
screen.
given the grand gold house that Glory had once sought to sell. Within its walls is her every desire, so happily therein she'll dwell. But now she is meant to kill Robin, so she'll send someone out to go find him. Robin and Jenny. Robin first met Jenny on a fair day when the sun was aloft in the skies. She had worn modest clothing, her smile was bright, and he thought he saw life in her eyes. Though wary at first, loneliness is a curse, and dear Robin did become deceived, for she'd help him to flee and could make him happy, so her good-natured act, he believed. One day, as Robin was going to meet her, a man met him carrying news. He told him of Jenny, that Robin not greet her. She lay very ill with the flu. But Robin beseeched him for where he could find her. The man told him of her gold home. Though Robin thought it strange that she lived in that place, alas, he'd not leave her alone. And who can kill Robin, a friend to the masses, who hides himself well from impending assassins? And who would kill Robin, the love of the people, who fights the good fight and then prays at the steeple? Queen summons the sparrow. Sparrow, darling, sparrow dear, now heed your queen, I call you. You have a task, come here, come here. Does this bow and arrow draw you? Then take them, sparrow, my fun little toy, and out in the woods find a home. It is one made of gold, my sweet little boy, and there you'll catch Robin alone. And you will kill Robin, the friend to the masses, who continuously dodges all my assassins.
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow, with his face quite pale, went under the Red Queen's eye, through the woods, to House of Gold, then saw the dove acting as spy. What are you doing up here? Asked the sparrow. I thought you'd be afraid to fall. Dove clung to the branch, but her eyes focused narrow. I don't like that woman at all. A lady lives here. She's been home for a while, and now I saw Robin go in. The dove eyed the sparrow. Why have you with an arrow? And sadly, the boy tucked his chin. I've been sent on an errand, I fear. The Red Queen has ordered all focus right here. I wish I had rebelled and not heeded her call, for I must kill Robin. By my hands he's to fall.
I'm pausing here to make a connection because I think chapter 11, when we went through it, there was just so much of it. I don't want this lost. So I did say that the kids were changed by Glory. It's true. That also makes them kind of bound to her in a way. There's like a it's not like a one-to-one, like she commands and manipulate, but they owe her. She asked for kids who wanted to be changed. She asked for children who wanted to be enhanced. These 6 children stepped up and said they wanted this. And thus they accepted this gift of being changed by Glory, and they heed her. They do her errands and all of this stuff. So now she's summoned Sparrow, who adores Robin. Sparrow and Dove love love Robin. They kind of view him as a mentor and like a father figure, which makes sense because he's like that to Polly as well. Um, I didn't mention this actually when I was in how chapter 11 because there's a lot in it. Um, Polly was outcast even among the outcasts. So even the other kids don't like Polly. They called her Dopey, um, because they don't they consider her, go back to your mommy's side, or did you come to boost your pride? Like, why are you even hanging out with us? Like, obviously, you're like the treasured one or whatever. And this poor girl has gone through some awful stuff. We saw that in chapter 9. So, yeah, it's difficult. But you see Robin being this being who will bring them all together. Like when Robin's there, they listen to him and they'll share with Polly and they'll play together and there's more harmony. Robin is like this beacon of peace, very Robin Hood-esque in this manner, and he's also dodging all of the assassins that Glory keeps sending his way because she told him to get out. And so she's been sending assassins to him all the time. And this is her brother, her good brother, the one who loves her. Like, dear, like both her brothers loved her, but one twisted. We all know this. But I just kind of wanted to give that dynamic so you can understand exactly what's going on, because this chapter hits if you understand it. So here you go.
The one who loved Robin. "But you can't!" cried the girl. "He's the one I most love. You cannot kill Robin!" cried the terrified Dove. Sparrow lowered his voice to the slightest of whispers. "I know this, dear Dove, for you are like my sister. I have a plan how to outsmart the queen. You know how sometimes I will miss when I sneeze? I will take aim in accordance with her, but blame my misfiring upon the trees." Dove smiled. "Thank you, but now I'm afraid. What if she tries to take your life?" she said. Sparrow took aim. "Should fate will, it will happen. But even under her spell, I will never kill Robin." Yet the bow had been enhanced. To miss him now, there'd be no chance. No good deed. Robin attended to aid Jenny Wren in hopes she would regain her health, but Jenny awaited the Sparrow's arrival, for she had been promised great wealth. She sent Robin out to go fetch her some water. She sent Robin out like a lamb to the slaughter. Robin went behind the home, where Jenny had a well. Sparrow aimed while Robin raised the rope to get the pail. Sparrow sneezed. Robin took note, so Robin tried to dodge. But Jenny came to hold him fast, and into him it lodged. When time stands still. A time when time stands still. Upon a battlefield, wondering what it is you've done. Upon the shock and silence at the person you've become. Upon the death of someone dear, who carried strong his heart. Upon the cry of the one who loved, as she now falls apart. When a boy makes his first kill. A grief too deep. Jenny laughed and went her way. "Oh my, what fools I've met today! I shall return to my queen's side, for truly I must be her bride." Sparrow ran with Dove to Robin. They knelt at his side. Over him they bowed and wept, and for his life they cried. But Robin, with his fading breath, told them, "Do not mourn my death, for my spirit is still well, and soon it will reside in the land of Toymaker, far beyond the sky. And yet what I wouldn't give if my life would let her live." Dove called to Robin, "No, please don't go." Upon her he smiled. "Of your love I do know, but you are still young, so let your light grow. Yet would you do a favor for me?" "Of course," said Dove, "anything for thee." "Then please give this, my heart, to the queen. Perhaps it will save her," said Robin, at last. Then he let out a breath, and his spirit in death, and his silver heart now the Dove clasped. A silver heart is shown. The heart of the robin, the heart of this man, the heart of the unicorn I've in my hand. The very few things turned the way they were planned, his silver heart I shall display through the land. The dove who loved the robin was given his fair heart, and all the 7 children now each did their own part. The lark and the sparrow stood behind Dove, who carried the heart of the one that she loved. Tommy, as well, cleared a path like a bull, daring that others would come be a fool. Johnny, known mainly for falling asleep, was seeking the maiden who calls for her sheep. Polly and Timmy, Jill, Piper, and Thief, entered the castle for Snow White's relief. The chest of the heart of the fairest is there, They'll take back the heart for the one who is fair. For now, silver bells on the outskirts of near will soon be heard ringing from out there to here. Into the castle.
Goodbye, Robin.
Sneak and sneak into the castle, bring the Cheshire Cat. Anyone who'll cause a hassle, with these fists they'll chat. Which way, Polly? To the chamber, where Queen's treasure be. Round these corners, past another. Count them, 1, 2, 3. So Polly led them to her mother's chamber. They all believed the Queen was down below. It was the time when village people sought her, and she would speak the law upon her throne. But on this day, when Robin should be through, she'd set up a judge to take her place. For she was waiting now for Jenny's news, so to and fro across the room she paced. When through the doors they came, she thought 'twas now, and with eyes wide she'd look upon the wren. But at the group she saw, she wondered how it was they managed to get in. And then she spotted Polly, her mother's darling dolly, and anger rose within her countenance. You dare to use my daughter? Prepare yourselves for slaughter. There shall be no room for repentance. To get back her heart. But Jill spoke up. You have her heart. We've come to take it back, laughed the Queen. Oh, is that it? To help the Cheshire Cat? Well, you're too late. My potion's done, and that ugly girl's heart has been used. She grinned to the thief, turning over a leaf. Is that why you've come too? Don't mess with us, said Piper Pan. You could bring back her heart. Sadly, no, said the Queen, for that is not my art. What I enhance, what I create. Once it is done, it is too late. Like what thief steals remains stolen. You'll never see that heart again. Just then, in came Jenny Wren. Queen, good news! I've killed Robin. The Queen's final sorrow. Jill's eyes went wide at this foulest of news. She turned to the Queen, eyes blazing. But Queen Glory now seemed the palest of hues, even though she said softly, Amazing. Amazing, she said as she started to laugh. Amazing, she said as she started to cry. Amazing, she said as she laughed even more and looked to the thief with a pitiable eye. Cat was so angry she wanted to kill, but Thief held a hand out to stop the fair Jill. He took his vorpal sword in hand and moved too quickly to be seen. In one swift moment ran her through, and thus ended the blood-red Queen. A turn of the land. Timmy and Polly were taken aside, wanting to shield them. The Pied Piper tried. He covered their ears and he covered their eyes, but both children knew how the Red Queen had died. A bell tolled loudly as Queen Glory fell, loudly and clearly from Ding Dong Dell. Jill searched for Snow's heart. Look, a small treasure box! Thief nodded. That's it. I'll unlock it right now. But when it did open, 'twas not but its locks. Jill fell to her knees. No, this cannot be how. This cannot be how it all ends, the cat said. This cannot be how, as she lowered her head. Lucy Locket lost her pocket. Kitty Fisher found it. Nothing in it but the binding round it. Back onto the streets. In quiet, the group slipped away from the palace, guards running round, for the Red Queen was dead. Thief thought to catch Jenny, that wretchedest wren, but the maid was long gone, yea, how quickly she'd fled. Yet when they came upon the road, the village people met them, with pitchforks raised, down with the Queen, and torches blazed, for Robin! But Jill raised up both hands and said, The Red Queen Glory now is dead. Bestow a new queen to the throne, and let an era new be known. The people gaped upon her word. The Red Queen truly died? But Thief addressed them with his sword. Hear me upon my pride. Yea, I have cut off her head. So the Red Queen true is dead. Sunfall, moonrise. The people all cheered, but fell silent again as they parted away for a dove. Heart of the robin, she said, in my hand. The heart of the one that I love. The heart of the unicorn I've carried here, to give to the queen that he once held so dear. But the queen is now dead, said Jill, her voice low. The dove shook her head, and she softly said, No, there's still a queen that he holds very dear. This is the queen, she said. This person here. She came to the Cheshire Cat. Hi, Lucy Snow. I have something for you I think you will know. As Lucy received it, the heart started glowing. She took in a breath, and the sky started snowing. The moon now arose, and her face, it was full, and thus was the start of Lucy Snow's rule. The end of chapter 12. Without
Thoughts? That chapter cannot hit the way it does unless you understood everything that happened before. In the very beginning of, Robin meeting Snow White or Lucy Snow, she immediately latched to him, and they were like he became like that beacon of hope to her and somebody who saw her as a person. Whereas a lot of people saw her as the fairest. Pretty much everybody around her saw her like that, especially um after Glory took the throne. And you can notice that Lucy Snow doesn't have like a lot of quote lines. It's not like she's a kid, she's young. She doesn't really get to be featured mainly, but he saw her. And yes, it's really tragic um, that he wanted to give his heart to his sister, and his sister died. Um, it's also tragic that he wanted to give his heart to the sister who killed him. Seeing the dove song took me out. Yeah, dude, it took me out too. Like, I know I wrote this or whatever, but I've never been able to go through these final chapters without tearing up. It doesn't matter if I'm watching it or reading it, explaining it. Like, obviously, like I'm in it. I do understand that I'm probably more in it than most people will be objectively as they're experiencing it if they're not paying attention or if they haven't quite connected all the dots yet. But there's so much depth in that chapter. There's, oh, that chapter hurts my heart too because I love Glory. I love Glory. If I could have let her live, I would have let her live. I would have done whatever I could to let her live. I love Glory. Um, but you see how she turns. Oh, and that part with her turning her laughter. Not turning, that part with her laughter as she's just crying. That took more than a few takes. But um but that that pretty much culminates everything she was realizing in this moment. So I don't know how we do this in our heads, but we can be angry and bitter and hateful and vengeful towards someone who doesn't deserve it because we're projecting. And that's kind of what happened with her toward her brother, um, blaming him for not being there to protect Polly. And so she just kept like slamming out to him, just, she raging against him, whatever. Like, this became a thing. And he kept dodging it. And it was almost like it was almost like she wanted him to dodge it. I mean, I don't know. I know I wrote it, but these characters tell me what they do, so I can speculate. Um, but at this point, it looks like it looks like she just kind of believes he's always going to keep dodging it, but she's just going to keep challenging him anyway and one-upping the challenge of one-upping the challenge. And then this time it worked. This time sending the wren and doing this thing with Sparrow, it killed him. And it suddenly hits her. And it's like she realizes I've just killed both my brothers. And it actually worked. And it's like the reality of it. It's almost like she had been living through this dream of bitterness, this like nightmare that didn't feel real. And then he dies and it's suddenly real. And she's like, everything I've done actually did this. And she's laughing at herself and she's laughing at life. And she's so broken in that moment. Like, I don't know how to express that further than what I did, but I connect with that so deeply. Like, yeah, she messed up. I'm not just connecting it with it doesn't forgive her for what she did, but I connect with her so deeply. Like, I connect with her raging against the life that was put on her that she could never escape again and again and again. Like, I didn't expect to cry this much. I need to take this off for a minute. um, but like she couldn't. Yeah, I'll use this. That'll work. But she couldn't. Oh man, there we go. I need to function. But she couldn't get out. She kept trying to get out again and again, trying to get out of this life that she was basically forced into. And at some point, everybody just doesn't even look real anymore. They just look like toys because that's like literally the only way to protect herself from, like, nobody sees her is what she feels like. And yet her brother did, obviously. Um, and I mean, Timmy loved her too. Like she made Timmy strong, even though he's a cute little bunny. He's suddenly the strength is amazing. Like he was the one who pulled Jill out of the well. When Timmy was talking with Jill back in chapter, I didn't even mention that when Timmy was talking with Jill in the previous chapter, and he was like, "Oh, about that time, sorry I had to run." Um, if you looked in chapter one, uh the very ending of like or near the ending of chapter one when Jill comes out of the well, like she follows a rabbit. She's following Timmy. She follows the rabbit, the white rabbit. She's following Timmy. She doesn't know that. And so when she's pulled up from the well and she sees Timmy Stout is the one that pulled her out. She's like, wait, what? Because the Timmy she's grown or she's known back in the palace was crippled and you know wouldn't be able to do that. So it's like, wait, what? Who? um, but yeah, he is able to pull her out because he's suddenly really strong, and then he just runs off. Like she doesn't even. She's like, wait, where'd the rabbit go? Where'd everything go? What happened? Uh, but yeah, so you kind of get that mention at the end of in chapter 11. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I you've got people who genuinely love Glory, like Polly and Timmy and Robin, and she could never believe it. Like even her husband, the one that she was forced to marry, um, he genuinely tried to treat her well, genuinely wanted to care for her. She just couldn't believe in love, especially in that moment because she was the trophy. And then you had the people of the of far away who missed the late White Queen, and so she's just trying to like she's got a bar she has to reach because the White Queen was such a great queen, um and she's got to prove that she's more than just a pretty face, and taking this just all this stuff that she had to do, and then on top of that, seeing what happened with her brother and her with Richard and Polly, um, and and just snapping and running him through with her sword. She just got that was it. It's like her sanity just snapped by that point, and like everything up until this point felt like a dream to her. until this moment where she realized, I am responsible for the death of my entire family now. Great. And on top of that, she saw Polly. So Polly was sitting right there. So she's like, Polly and Timmy were right there seeing what happened, seeing her die. And that's really tragic. But that actually gets touched upon in the Songs of Solomon. So we'll get there as well. But yeah, you deserve it and look at your circumstances. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Just that hits me really hard. Glory hits me really hard. Something else that I really like in this chapter, or at least want to note, this is a great story. Awesome, thank you. Um, was how the love, I don't know, what was in Robin's heart that shifted her shifted Snow White from being the twisted Cheshire Cat to actually having the ability to breathe again, the ability to live again. What he gave to her was like this unconditional love. And if you look at the parallels of what the thief had done to Snow, which is a very warped, twisted, it's a way to just completely destroy just the ability to love, just completely destroy it. And Robin's gift to her, even though it wasn't intended for her at the beginning, it could absolutely be given to her. And I love that the dove took the time to do that as well. That's a merit to the dove, because the dove could have kept that. Dove loved Robin. Yes, the dove is a kid. I'm not calling it some kind of like it's not romantic like that. It's not like that's not the dynamic. You know that kids can like just really be enamored by somebody, and that was how the dove was. So I just want to be very clear on that. But she she was so shy and so scared of everything, and yet Robin helped her come out of her shell, helped her believe in herself and all this stuff. She could have kept that. She could have kept that heart when it was realized that Glory was gone. She just could have kept it. She didn't. She was like, you know what? I know the way that Robin is, and I know that he would want this to go to you. His sister's gone. I know he would want this to go to you. I thought that was really cool. So that's a merit. Anyway, let's get to the end. The end. The culmination of everything. We got to see the Joker again. I love the Joker. All right, let's go.
Further ado, allow me to present to you The Life and Times of Glory, Chapter 13, Endings and Beginnings. In the hills of beyond, Johnny found Bo Peep, who had been out wandering tracking her sheep. He now brought her back to the people of Far, in hopes she could heal the Pied Piper's old scar. Meeting Bo Peep. Piper and Thief both sat at the castle, speaking with Jill and Snow, when in waltzed the dog and the shepherd Bo Peep, bringing a flock in her tow. Jill eyed Johnny with curious eyes. You went off to go gather sheep? Johnny then gave her a withering look. No, I went to find Bo Peep. At once the two brothers, the Piper and Thief, arose, hurried toward her, then fell to their knees. Bo Peep, they cried, we had searched for you, but... She laughed light and lovely. Set yourselves at ease. Now Johnny tells me you might have a wish. I don't grant very many, but I will grant you this. You've brought in an era that helps me right now. So speak. I will grant your wish, if I know how. For our tales, said the brothers, and again they did bow. Who is she? Asked Jill, to young Snow at her side. A woman who once was Mother Goose's pride. Jill eyed the shepherd and her flock of sheep. Really? Lucy laughed. Yes, watch her close and you'll see. Bo Peep restores and also renews. That she is here is the greatest of news. Restoration. They set about the treasure troves to find their missing tales, But when they could not find them, they feared that they'd been used. But Johnny's senses helped him, and he found the little things, then brought them to Bo Peep, so Pan and Thief were deeply moved.
Their tails are here,
said Thief. I thought you were the laziest dog, said Pan. Yes, you'd simply lay there like a log. Why, thank you for such mighty praise, Johnny said. Perhaps I should just eat your tails instead. Pan and Thief apologized, and they thanked Johnny fast, and so Bo Peep received their tails to have them reattached. They did not know what to expect when their tails were returned, for they were now to have again the pride they once had spurned. But oh, to have a second start, like Lucy Snow and her new heart. Transformation. Piper became Peter Pan, an everlasting child. Thief became the huntsman, brave and strong and true. They looked at each other, and then laughed for their relief. For now they could live as they'd wished, do what they longed to do. Pan could go back to the glen and play among the children there, and Huntsman could protect his own and love another without fear. Now to bring this to our brother, surely Joker will change too. Bo Peep, there is yet another. One more wish we ask of you. Parting ways. Jill said farewell to Snow, though she promised to come back. But first she must return to Near and find her dearest Jack. So with Bo Peep, the dog, and Mice, who now had become men, used Glory's mirror to disappear and come back out again. Then Jill went with Johnny to the outs, for Jack was there. But the brothers and Bo Peep went to the Joker King. As they walked the land, they heard how Joker was not fair, and how the people wished they'd never heeded such as he. Worried, Peter ran ahead and came into his courts. Joker, brother, it is us, and we bring awesome news. But Joker sat upon his throne, solemn and out of sorts. He raised his head, and with a grin said, You've changed, both of you. And what is it that you have brought me, oh my brothers dear? For what reason have you now come to the scorched lands of Near? Joker's decision. To reunite you with your tail, Pan exclaimed. Then silence passed. Then suddenly the Joker laughed. Then I suppose you fail. And what would I do with my tail? For see, I am a king. Away from me, you naive brothers, I need not such a thing. Huntsman glared his brother through. It is nothing to fear. You shall become the one you've wished, more than you've become here. More, said Joker, more than a king. What happiness could that tail bring? Look at me, I have it all. The tail of a mouse would make me fall. Then Joker glared, You traitors! I need not your tails nor you. Begone from me, take them away, and take that shepherd too. Finding Jack. Johnny found Jack easily with water ladies in a glen, but many kids surrounded Jack that Jill struggled to get to him. They were all there to see him off, that he may cross to far away, but when Jill called, Jack quickly stopped. Was this a joke someone would play? She called again. He turned around. Could he believe his eyes? She smiled at him. His heart did pound. It was her, he realized. Jack and Jill.
Yay!
A time when time stands still. Upon the sweetest sunrise, after a solemn week of rain. Upon the look she gives you on your sacred wedding day. Upon the merry children as they play with song and dance. Upon the very essence of a kiss in true romance. When Jack can marry Jill. Rejoice, rejoice, O girls and boys. Rejoice when love is true and strong. Believe, dear children, in its strength. True love will last forever long. The end of Joker King. So Jack thanked Johnny, and the three went back to nearby lands. On the road, they met two men whose heads were hanging low. Jill came to them and asked aloud what had happened with their plans, but silently the brothers grieved. We were thrown out, said Bo. My brother will not come with us, said Pan, his heart in pain. He merely jeered in fun at us, said Huntsman, his voice strained. Jack felt sad. I know he played me, indeed for a fool. And yet I missed when we laughed with each other. I do not mind if it should be that Joker keep his rule. I'll pray that he reunite with his brothers. But the next day the Joker died, holding fast to misplaced pride, and no one knew if it was done by himself or some other one. Jack's return. When people saw that Jack returned, they tried to make him king again, but to their wishes his back turned. Though he was called a nobleman, someone else would be their king, but many still would follow Jack. They gave him land and silver rings, so he was welcomed warmly back. He married Jill, and on their day he whisked her off to far away, where Jill told Snow about their marriage and received a silver carriage. Now through towns the woman rides, with her husband by her side, for they are each other's pride. He is her groom, and she his bride. With silver bells their garden grows. How beautiful is every rose! And yet to her they don't compare, for she keeps ribbons in her hair. Whenever she walks, a silver bell rings. Harmony, laughter, and hope she brings. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. And she will have music wherever she goes.
We do have the Songs of Solomon to do, but I love that! So I know I wrote it, but I love the poetic balance from chapter 1, where you see this overarching, the king gets his kingdom ripped away from him and his love torn from him, and he loses his mind, for she is gone, and he loses his mind in search for her. He can't find her. And then you see the ending where they actually get to be back together, which is so sweet. And it's what's kind of interesting, because I don't know. I don't know what happens in the story till the story happens. Look. But what's interesting is that the titular character, Glory, is his main love interest at the very beginning of the story, right in chapter 2. Um, so, it like that obviously didn't work out, and yet the love that he has for Jill and like this moment, oh, I love that. I love like healing and recovering and stuff like that. But I love that. And I love that these two very rejected individuals, both of them had been rejected. Uh, 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 Jack by his neglectful mother, who put him on a shelf, and there he'd sit and cry. Um, and Jill by her father, who sent her off across the sea because he just didn't feel like dealing with her ADHD. Um, I find that so awful. Anyway, yeah, they somehow managed to go through all of that and become some pretty good people, and I love that. They got to, you know, I just love it. Okay, anyway, we're gonna reflect on it a lot more in the Songs of Solomon, so let's go ahead and get into it. But feel free to chat on there, and I will probably message you in here, because Songs of Solomon, what I'd like to do, do I want to? I'm not gonna pause through the Songs of Solomon. I was thinking I might pause for each song. You'll understand if you haven't seen it. You'll understand in a minute. I won't. I'm gonna go through the whole thing and then we'll review it. This is the best part of the whole thing. So buckle up, let's go.
Epilogue. Songs of Solemn Men. Robin. I am my sister's keeper, but I have let her down. Oh, what a barren world this is for she who wears a crown. Perhaps I should have left her, or thought to let her be, but I hold hope until the end, her brother I shall be. Richard, brother, let us play, out in the sun, out in the day. Let us compete, and let us fight, my archery versus your might. Oh, what a wondrous memory. Yet how our days have changed. It is to me a mystery how lives become so strange. Before we went to far away, glory to be born, our father was to be a king, his station shortly sworn. Yet for his fear he took a curse, and from it I am told that is why Glory arrived with lovely locks of gold. I remember Richard's eyes, the day they first found hers. I'd never seen him so surprised or so greatly allured. When Glory didn't like her hair, he went to see our father, changed his locks to match her own, because he was her brother. When father made an order to protect us from his hand, Richard took her piggyback all across the land. He told me once, when we were young, how much he loved her smile. He wanted to give her the best of everything worthwhile, and so I joined him in his quest to give her only of the best. But now, I fear my heart should break, for we had made a grave mistake. I see it now, that I am older, watched each smile growing colder, saw as she began to grieve, and learned what she could not believe. I see it now, but did not then. The thoughts that would spell out our end, the decisions we did not make, the options that we did not take. I see it now that I'll be gone, and wonder why it took so long. The prayer I'm raising to the sky is this: that our family not remain amiss, that we learn to love and learn to live, and that the past we somehow can forgive. That while mistakes were made, they don't make us, and that we find joy even during loss, that one day we might overcome our strife. Sister, dearest sister of my life, to come together in harmonic song, united once again and standing strong.
I love you.
Glory. Odd as every oddness be, my eyes truly followed Jack. Laughing we go over there, and holding hands come over back. But that was then, and is not now. To trust in love I don't know how. Life be, I'll always love you. The world could hate me, but it still be so. Truth be, I'll always need you. I had a good thing in my hands, and let it go. Truth, oh lies, come and open up my eyes. Let me see what is not real, that I might know what others feel. Yet, concerning love, it cannot be that such a thing should ever come to me. For everything that anyone did care was what they might gain from this maiden fair. So I will give naught to another, not I, betrayed by my own brother, not I who mixes blood with water. No one shall say, behold, I caught her. I shall love none but my daughter. Little Polly, mother's dolly, how I would you know your beauty. Would you ever stay protected, and the past could be forgot? Oh, how I long, my precious Polly, that we had lived a life unruly, laughing freely, cares neglected. But all my wishing is for naught. And this I know, my daughter darling, precious red-haired, freckled starling, when your life has just begun, already it outshines the sun. I pray you smile, laugh, explore. Oh, to hold you just once more. Yet I am chained, and I am bound. Both my feet are on the ground. What once could fly shall now be drowned. My cursed heart soon cease to pound. Now, in this moment, you I see, and wonder who you'll turn to be. I pray you not turn out like me, keep good things close and live life free. That you will never turn like me. I fade and pray. You live life free. Jill, I believe you when you say you love me, even though it hurts when you betray me. I still trust you when you say you need me, even though I know you'll surely leave me. Forsaken by father, queen mother in kind, a servant I stayed just to be left behind. Forgotten, alone, I have ever felt used. My childlike heart, always tender, was bruised. But, I am now so happy I still believed. From you, dearest Jack, so much love I received. For you heard my heart, and you knew how it cried. Instead of a tool, you have made me your bride. Instead of a cat, you would make me your queen. And I am amazed by the man that I've seen. I have found courage in your strength of light. Even far away in my mind you were bright. So I did not succumb to a dark world of fear, for I knew that our hearts would be joined soon and near. And now, I wear silver and bells on my toes, and I have peace and music wherever I goes. My heart, how it beats, it shall never be grieved. In you I found my light, and I am glad I believed. Joker, destiny, fate. Two things I'll ever hate. For the oldest is strongest, the youngest is innocence, and me, what am I? Just a fool. By my name I am never to rule. Oh, how I've longed for all my days, to know how I could find my place. To be a mouse is not my pride. I've much more greatness deep inside. One day, surely I'll be king, ruling over everything. Not brother's fate, nor destiny. Not one will tell me who to be. No one dictates me but me. I see you, brothers, but do you see me? Except that tail, that wretched thing. When here you see I am a king, what a curse you try to bring. Hunter, you became a man, and you a child, Peter Pan. Perhaps you've come to your new true selves, but I won't change to something else. For who knows what I might become? I fought so hard to be someone. Leave with my tale, I'll join you not. Don't bring to me what I've forgot. Hunter, mistakes. They are often made by many, yet rarely delighted in, and rarer still are they forgiven. Evil. This adjective is often used, yet rarely is it understood, and rarer still is it forgotten. I do not claim to be in the right. I do not claim that I stood in the light. I do not ask for that I be excused, for I have been wrong and have many abused. But I will no longer be who I once was. I have decided to stand by this cause. If I can do good, then good I'll strive to do, for what was dishonest wishes to be true. For many things there's no good apology to make. If a life you steal, or if a heart you break. I've done both, and surely I shall die until my grave. But on my way, I will repent, and aid whom I might save. Brothers, whom I have betrayed, what a solemn price I've paid. But may our bond one day be mended, and our kinship be remade. Pan. I have loved my older brothers. I will love them still. But I will separate from them and go back to the glen. Life is hard as you get older. Let it be as it will. But I'll remain forever young, surrounded by children. I have always loved a child's heart. I can't imagine tearing one apart. While I have tried with great might to forgive, and I requested that my brother live. I cannot bear to see him for a while. Around him, I lose all my will to smile. I returned to the glen and found the children merry. My misplaced hate for Jack I can no longer carry. He has aided them so well in ways that I could not, and on their young behalfs they tell me how he bravely fought. So I shall thank and bless you all I can, and I am glad that you now have Jill's hand. I believe that all of us do wrong, but we can rise and make ourselves grow strong. Together, we can make ourselves grow strong. So, I'll talk to him again before too long. Jack. Glory, of her I do think, and ponder how things turned to be. Though loved her once and miss her still, whom I now love is only Jill. I've never found a braver voice, nor could I make a better choice. You have been reason in my doubt. You've held to peace when I would shout. You contemplate and think things through. You've aided me in all I do, and I will always, always love you. Life is cruel, yet it is kind, I think. Troubles often show me where I'm weak. And yet each is a chance to move beyond and find out all the ways that I am strong. They offered me to be a king. I took it without thought. I'd believed that it would be the greatest joy I'd caught. And yet to be a king too quickly makes a man's health worn and sickly. Although a king I yet could be, I've found a peace inside of me. I now rejoice in light and song and live my life where love is strong. I believe that all of us do wrong, but we can rise in one harmonic song. In unity, discover we belong. With love and laughter, find that we are strong.
I'm gonna let this play.
The end of chapter 13. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you for enjoying these characters as much as I did. I hope you did anyway. If you cannot tell, I love all of these characters. I love everyone in these pieces. The Songs of Solomon is my favorite part of this entire piece. I love every one of these characters. I especially love Glory. Glory and Jack are my just two pivotally favorite characters for me in this. I should make a whole other video talking about this, so I'm not rambling at the end of this video. This has been such a joy to make. There is one more chapter after this. It is gonna be an explanatory extra chapter of all of the extra characters you have not seen or barely seen. The ones that have been in the background that you may not have noticed were actually manipulating a lot of the stuff going on. I will be producing that, but for now, this is the story, and you have made it to this spot, and thank you. If you enjoyed it all the way through here, just thank you. This is the end of the life and times of Glory. Thank you so much for listening. And I look forward to reading to you chapter 14, A Mother's Heart, very soon.
I'm gonna let this play
Stay
too.
gorgeous, peeps.
Because it's funny.
No, all of these are making me cry. Stop. I have like 2 seconds left to go. Oh, Piper and I forgot how to words. Piper and Thief both sat in the castle. Okay. Piper and Thief both sat in the castle. Why is that a tongue twister? Jill said farewell to... I look forward to reading to you chapter 14, which I've totally forgotten the name of.
Ah! Woo! We made it to the end! Ah! What did you guys think? What did you guys think? Oh, man. I really think I might cut the Songs of Solemn Men and turn it into just one video and just post that. It's my favorite thing I've written, um, aside from my novel that you guys can't see yet because the novel's been done, but I need an agent. Um, but I think it's basically it's like the whole reason I wrote this, and it allows you to kind of go back and review the reasons that people did what they did. Oh, thank you, Madison, and thank you, Erica. Thank you. I appreciate that. um, because I think when your first pass with your first pass through, words are not my strong suit, even though I'm a writer. Shut up. With your first pass through, um, the story, if you stuck with it without any like aid to explain it, you're gonna follow enough, but you may be wondering why people are doing what they're doing. Um, Not that it's not explained in the story, it's just an abstract piece. And there's also just people do stuff that you're like, excuse me, why? Um, and then seeing their thoughts on their own actions, their reflections on their own actions, and then going back and watching it again, and you can like grasp their mind about what they were doing, which I think is really cool. Um, but like the whole reason this piece is worth a look, in my opinion, is that it's about all these different types of people, where they were strong and where they were weak, and how you can unintentionally be a villain, how you can intentionally be a villain but not think it was at the time, or like for instance, we talked about Jack slaying the giant. That is villainy. He didn't realize that that's what it was, and he just, you just hear the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, and you don't realize this, but that was straight up villainy. Um, Jack didn't make all the right decisions all the time, and he got used a lot, and um, he was overly generous sometimes, and um, easily flared in others. And so, like if I'm taking him as an example because he's probably the most heroic, him and Jill, out of these characters, because you see him steadily trying to do well, but it doesn't mean that he always hit the mark. And then you see others who aren't as steadily trying to do well, and they're hitting different marks. Some do good, some do bad. Objectively, is what we consider it. But they're just who they are. Um, it's kind of just like a look through humanity. But the Joker, I really liked the Joker's perspective at the end. So I know I said I'd talk about the tales. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Um, the tales that uh that we are looking at here is about identity. Um, so I know I said they're both furries, but they're not furries. I know I said that they're not furries, but they have like a name for them, like the mice or the cat or whatever. Um, yeah, they're human, but also they're not, because that's the story. Because it's abstract. Get over it. You're gonna have to think about it that way. Have fun with that, people who do not think abstractly. But um, if you want to think of it more in concrete terms, um, these three brothers, looks like they didn't really have parents, probably orphans or just street kids, couldn't really do much else, um, didn't have any guides, any guiding points. So their identity became beggars, and but they were trying to be something different. They were scrounging for scraps. This was your identity. You are mice. You are little. This was your identity. And they didn't like where they came from. They wanted to be something different. They wanted to be something greater. They had ideas of who they were, and they were better than this, right? Especially the Joker. Especially the Joker. He is like, I could be a king. Gosh darn it. Um, and um, as they as they grow up and as they develop, they start to realize who they really want to be, because before it was really vague. Um, and so um, you see how Piper Pan ends up, like, when he gets his tail reattached, he becomes this eternal child because that's who he always wanted to be, and that's why who he is meant to be. It's like he finally becomes his own. You see the same with Hunter Thief, where he he seemed to be struggling a lot in, like, in believing in his worth, and his values. So he was always trying to be the hero, and he was stealing the hearts of women, um, and he was drunk a lot, and, like, basically anything to make him feel good, um, because he struggled with his own feelings. Um, so um, so you see where I don't have any music on. I'm so sorry. I get that. Um, did you see where he got his tail back, and he became, like, once he accepted where he came from, once he accepted how he was born, how he was made, I guess in their world, the toy maker is like their big deity. Um, you get into that in chapter 14, so I'm not gonna give too much of that away. I will do chapter 14 at some point. I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do chapter 14 right now. There's a lot of pushback in regards to, well, not even pushback. There's just a lot of just hate first, ask questions never in regards to my use of Gemini. I didn't want, it's not my first choice. It's just I didn't have any help. I have no ability to do the images. Um, and this is so big, doing all the images for 13 chapters. I tried to do everything I possibly could to do everything myself that I could. Um, but um, I know I know with everything that's going on in the world in regards to how destructive AI can be, like, I'm not trying to do that again. And I've lost all of um, my old images and stuff, so I would have to, like, redo those. And I don't know. I will present chapter 14 in some way. I may present it just as a regular read with no images, or what few images I currently still have, so I'm not using Gemini again to do so. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But when I figure out the best way to present it, I will. But let's get over here real quick and pop this up real fast. I like this one. Stream Cafe is cute. You know what? This is cute. Let's do this. I like this one. It's also loud. There you go. Hi! I didn't mean it to open up there, but that's fine. Let it do that. I'm gonna go here. But yeah, I loved writing the Songs of Solomon, and I think it's such a powerful way to look at other people's ways of seeing things. And I think more people would benefit from being able to see from other perspectives. I don't really I don't really write for people who can only see from one perspective staunchly. Like, I want to write for people who can see multiple angles. But yeah. Madison. Yes, actually. Madison and Erica, since you weren't here earlier, and I think Eddie, I don't know, Eddie, did you see that? I don't think you saw this either. This is what's coming up, actually. So let me actually make myself smaller again. There's a whole reason I have this up here. Sorry. I got into talking, and I got into ADD, and I forgot what I was doing. This is what's coming up next. So this is my illustrations for my book. It's going to be in this art style, which I'm really excited about. But it's got a lot of work, so it's going to take maybe a few months to get done. So I hope you guys look forward to that. Any final thoughts in regards to the Times of Glory? Thank you guys for coming out. I don't want to, like, hold you, but I did want to, like, answer any questions you had. And Eddie, I'm so glad you got to see this. The play on words in the title, yes, I really like that too. That was like one of my that's my favorite thing. But I guess if there are no other questions, I'll just let you guys know. We've got I'm gonna probably do another Chill Create on Tuesday this coming week. And so if you guys want to come out, come draw, do some art with us. I'm gonna be working on the doll, so I will be I'm gonna be relayering all of this. I have to relayer it. I don't have the initial the earlier data for it, so oh, what's going on? I'm getting a ding up here. Is the stream still going? No, it is. Okay, that's good. Anyway, let us go ahead and close this today. Thank you so much for coming out. And thank you for enjoying the life and times of glory with me. For being on this journey with me. I appreciate it. I do look forward to the next one. And I hope that I can write more stuff full time. Because I love storytelling. And I love story weaving. It's my favorite thing. So here's hoping that I get to one day be a full-time author and director and stuff. But I will catch you guys later. Please look forward to the doll. I'll see you on Tuesday for Chill Create, and on we're doing Inscription on Friday. If you guys want to come join that, that's very lore driven as well. It's a game. Highly recommend come see that if you like lore. And I'll see you later. Stay gorgeous, peeps.